Chapter 43 opens with a close-up of the mystical ring emitting powerful purple light. The spirit Desik emerges and appears extremely excited to breathe the air and see the sunlight. After being imprisoned for a long time, Dawn casually lies back and calls Desik over to start getting some work done. Just as Desik is about to boast about his saint title, Dawn begins to take action to lock him up again. Desik screams in despair as he is sucked back into the ring, while Dawn continues to sleep peacefully. This is the official title card for Chapter 43, featuring the hero Stardust. Seo-yoon suddenly appears and asks Dawn what he's doing. He simply replies that he's training. Desik is released and immediately begs Dawn to never put him back inside the ring again. Desik complains about how dark and cramped it is inside the ring, but Dawn responds dismissively. Dawn promises to find Desik an opponent he can fight to his heart's content, making the spirit very excited. Dawn gives a meaningful smile and commands Desik to use some strength for him. Seo-yoon is completely shocked when she realizes Dawn plans to use the smoke-armored lump to fight Stardust. Seo-yoon insists it's impossible because Stardust is insanely strong. She doubts how long Desik could even last against her. Hearing this, Dawn just smirks and challenges Desik to show the lady his true skills. Desik responds enthusiastically with very well, and immediately summons a massive battle axe glowing with purple energy. A close-up of Desik gripping the axe handle, preparing for a powerful strike to prove his worth. Desik executes a powerful swing of his axe, creating gusts of wind and dust all around the training area. Another angle showcases the sheer power and ferocity in every movement of this warrior's spirit. The entire yard is covered in massive streaks of purple energy from Desik's attack, showing that his destructive power is no joke. Seo-yoon is left speechless with shock, while Desik laughs and claims that this was just his basic skills. Dawn gives a smug smirk and reveals a shocking piece of information. Desik was originally an S-rank villain. Just as the atmosphere peaks, a sudden scream of "Kya no" rings out, startling both Dawn and Seo-yoon. A woman, a staff member, is trembling with rage as she witnesses the devastation in the garden. Following Desik's attack, she shouts about how hard she worked to replant the trees that were blown away. While Dawn and Seo-yoon are frozen in fear, Dawn quickly points the finger at Desik, but the oblivious spirit thinks he's being praised and offers to do it all over again. Consequently, Desik is forced into hard labor under strict supervision, while Dawn and Seo-yoon secretly sigh in relief. A peaceful shot of the city under a clear blue sky, marking the transition to a new plot point in the chapter. On online forums, the fan community is buzzing over photos of Icicle and Egoistic together, praising their incredible visual chemistry. The hero Stardust is furiously typing away, feeling absolutely enraged as she sees her Ego Star ship being threatened. Stardust trembles with frustration upon reading a comment that her fan squad has been completely defeated on social media. The scene shifts to the Hero Association headquarters, the hub for all justice-keeping operations. Stardust walks authoritatively down the hallway, leaving the office staff surprised by her sudden appearance. When asked why she's there, Stardust explains she's on standby, ready to be dispatched at a moment's notice. A female staff member cheers her on, and Stardust responds with a professional yet slightly strained smile. An inner thought appears, if this keeps up, revealing that Stardust is deeply troubled by something. Stardust looks visibly annoyed thinking about Egoistic's announcement that he'll only terrorize Bizen from now on. Suddenly, sirens blare throughout the building with an announcement of a terror incident right in downtown Seoul. Instead of worrying, Stardust wears a smug smirk, convinced that the culprit is none other than Egoistic. She immediately blasts off at light speed, her eyes filled with excitement at the prospect of meeting her rival again. The target is an old apartment complex scheduled for demolition, where powerful bursts of energy are erupting. Stardust lands at the explosion site, amidst the rubble and thick smoke. A close-up of Stardust's focused face as she senses a powerful pressure approaching. Desik's spirit appears in a powerful form, declaring himself the Death Knight of Ego Stream and challenging anyone who dares to face him. While the battle is about to begin, Dawn is casually sitting and eating popcorn while watching the live stream. Much to Seo-yoon's annoyance, Desik recognizes Stardust as the hero Dawn mentioned and declares that he will be the one to face her directly. Stardust looks directly at her new opponent with a sharp gaze, ready for an uncompromising confrontation. The Death Knight swings his massive weapon down from above with a spirited shout. Despite facing a powerful attack, Stardust only thinks to herself, so, where is Egoistic? Showing she only cares about the location of that villain. A massive collision creates explosions of purple and yellow light, engulfing the entire space. A series of consecutive explosions shake the surrounding buildings, proving that the Death Knight's power is anything but ordinary. Desik laughs with excitement, admitting that Stardust is fighting quite well against him. Below, the online community is exploding because this is truly a battle between the strongest. Despite the spectacular battle, the audience feels it's missing 2% of its charm without Egoistic's witty commentary. Stardust's face begins to show visible signs of sadness. Stardust wonders to herself if Egoistic is really going to move his operations to Bizon for good from now on. The thought of Egoistic abandoning Seoul distracts her even as a massive explosion erupts. Desik continues to unleash powerful strikes from above, creating streaks of purple light that cover the city. Desik confirms that Egoistic was right about her being strong, but Stardust only presses him. So, where is that Egoistic then? The warrior's spirit is incredibly excited as it's been hundreds of years since he faced such an opponent, while Stardust begins to feel misplaced. Stardust screams, demanding to know where Egoistic is and if he is hiding nearby to watch. Desik mocks her, revealing that Egoistic won't be coming because he said someone like Desik would be enough to deal with her. Stardust stands stunned, helplessly repeating, "He's not coming," while her fist clenches in heartbreak and anger. Desik Death Knight begins to gather massive purple energy, creating a giant vortex of pressure to prepare for the finishing blow. While Desik wants to settle the match, Stardust recalls how Egoistic personally led an entire airship when he was in Bizon. She feels deeply insulted because, for her, he only sent a single subordinate. Stardust grits her teeth in pure rage. Floating in midair, Stardust bitterly realizes that Egoistic didn't even care to face her himself. Meanwhile, an oblivious Desik shouts because he can't hear her clearly. Don is caught mid-popcorn and frozen in shock as he notices the awakening effect radiating from Stardust. Stardust's eyes glow blue as flames envelop her body. She declares that she will show Desik that he alone is nowhere near enough to face her.